Yeah, it certainly took a serious impact on what happened to me anyway, which led to us getting this story created.
Harold, it is wonderful to chat with you. Thank you so much for the time. I really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Am I pronouncing it right? The Great Salish Heist?
Salish.
Salish Heist.
Yeah,
Sorry, yes.
no worries.
Uh, the film is so much fun. It is just such a joy. It's got that heist vibe
Mm.
as they work together and try and will they, won't they pull it off. It's so much fun. Where did it come from?
That story comes from me. So I do a lot of I deal with all our repatriation back home in Cowichan, where I'm from, the Cowichan Valley. And I've been doing that work for many years. So that story is inspired through my work because I had an experience and I won't forget that experience. And I was sharing it. I shared the story with Leslie and a young girl in the office, um, and Sophie Underwood, and she kind of goes, "Hey, there's a story here," and I'm like, "Oh yeah," and I just kept sharing it, and then she asked me, "Would it be okay to just jot something?" I said, "Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely." Did we plan there and then that we'd create a movie? Just for scratching, eh? And then we carried on with it and started to develop more about the story, get more information out of me. And lo and behold, yeah, here it is a while later.
Well, it is a blast, and it's such great characters as well.
Thank you. Mm.
It really is so much fun. Can we talk about the experience of repatriation in this, because this is so important. It's the driving force behind the team.
Mm.
Um, what is it about this that you felt was so important for your heist setting?
The repatriation,
Yes,
what did you, in the film or just my work?
in the film. I'm thinking of it in the
Mm.
film, but certainly as it stands for your experiences in your work as well.
Mm. I think it's really important. The scene where uh, Steve is getting the mask is the actual, the start of it, and doing what he did to it. I mean, in reality, you can't do that. You won't, you shouldn't do that. But in Steve's case, he does it. And of course, everything went sideways. Is that for real? Yeah, things like that well, can happen. And yeah, it certainly took a serious impact on what happened to me anyway, which led to us getting this story created. And I'm glad we did actually, because it was part of my life that went seriously wrong just because of the circumstance at hand when we're repatriating the ancestors. If not dealt with properly, respectably, honorably, yeah, things can go quite sideways really quick. And having that it parts into the story are also messages and their teachings as well. Um, yeah, there's a lot of twists and turns, but if you really watch it from an indigenous point where I watch it and I go, oh yeah, perfect, nice, excellent, and of course a lot of fun. And yeah, we didn't I was asked a couple of times, why did you exploit that part of your culture? And I said, it's not an exploitation, it's sharing it. This is from people back home, not here, asking me about it. And I said, no, I don't, I would never exploit something that's dear to me. The work is dear to me as a cultural worker and archaeological consultant, but have nothing in me to exploit. I would never do that. And foolishly talk or share something that shouldn't be shared.
You know, it there's a real sense. I hear what you're saying, and I would even say there's a sense of honoring. Like this, so much of this film is about honoring your culture.
Mm.
I get that sense. The idea of stealing back what is ours. Who owns history? is key to this film. And I think it's a beautiful aspect of the story.
Thank you.
One of the things I love about this, and of course this is a very fun heist romp. And one of the things that I think is so interesting in these sorts of films is I mean, I want to be careful I say this because they're very much the heroes, but we sort of root for the bad guys in the sense because they're the ones that are trying to do the the theft, if you will, or the heist. The heist is the wrong word, but we also know they're not the villains. They are the ones doing the right thing. And I was wondering for you, with these characters, as you're writing the script, when do you think the wrong thing becomes the right thing?
Hmm. God, good question. I think the wrong thing was in the film, I guess Steve making a deal with the Russians.
Yeah.
I think that was the worst thing he could have did, but you know what? Hey, he needed the money and but it was a perfect setup. It was perfectly well, developed within Steve and I guess they had a plan and plans went sideways as well, but in a real world, it does happen. It does go down. Not like that, but I see it constantly quite a bit where even my own people are digging up tools or white people mostly, but there is the odd indigenous people that do it and just to go and sell it for almost $10 for an arrowhead or what have you, or trade it or what have you. So I think, with what took place in the Great Salish Heist with Steve and his crew and, meeting the Russians was, he figured that's, you see him crack the champagne and yeah, and it doesn't go that way. So, yeah, I'm really pleased with what Daryl has done with it because Daryl wrote it and directed it and just took it way where I saw it, where it was going. And, he just did an amazing job with it for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, and these characters, you're on. I love. There's a line. I think it's the gentleman playing the Russian character. He talks about I did these things to help the ones I love.
Mm,
Um,
absolutely.
and you sense that with these characters. You're in love with them from the start of the film.
Yeah. Yeah. Every one of these characters added so much to the story, right? Graham himself and Ashley and Corey and Daryl and Andrea, Taylor and Malcolm. And I mean, God, you just couldn't, when I look at that cast and I see this film, like we're going to see it again tonight, and I'm really, really proud of it. And I got to thank my partner as well, Les, for doing all this tremendous work with it and to keep it going and keep everything up and on schedule and everything. So I take my hat off to the man who has driven this ship for and still driving it, and the crew and the cast. And I couldn't have asked for better people to be involved in this production, so I was very blessed to have that happen, and I'm very proud of it. So
You can tell that you had a lot of fun on set. Uh,
yes.
that this is just sort of a joyful project from start to finish.
Yes.
And I know we're running out of time. I'm just wondering what you hope people take away from the Great Salish Heist.
Take away some laughter, take away some Snuwaith, which is teachings, um, and to share. That's what me and Les do is we get behind real films and take them, and yeah, this is scripted, but there's also truth to that and throughout this whole piece, and fiction of course, but it's based around an actual happening to a person like me, and we made this wonderful piece, and I couldn't be more proud to share it with the Toronto folks and be welcomed here, and look forward to more journeys. And And education as well for people that want to see it. It's based on, for sure education. So to learn from it, absolutely.
I appreciate that so much, and I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, sir.
Really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Have a great day.
You as well. Thank you.